From his profile, I could see he hadn't logged in since he went missing. "Hey, I'm here," I said into my headset once I'd connected to a party chat. "What's going on?" "Yo," Cedric said. "Just waiting for you." "You find out anything from your dad?" Ruby asked. They all knew Gabe had disappeared, of course. But somehow we hadn't talked about it much. Like, if we did, it would be like admitting he was really gone. But for now, I needed their help, so I caught them up on everything I'd done so far, including the meeting with Detective Sutter, my conversation with Mr. Qualls, and what I'd learned from the traffic camera videos. "Dang, you've been busy," Ruby said. "Well, yes and no," I said. "I still have a whole ton to do. I was actually hoping you guys could get in on this with me." "In on what?" Cedric asked. "My investigation," I said. I knew that Cedric, Ruby, and Mateo were only friends with Gabe because of me. They never hung out with him when I wasn't around, so I had to come at this kind of carefully. "Your investigation?" Mateo said. "Oh man, you are such a geek." "Nah, he's just Alex Cross's kid," Cedric said. "It's in the blood." In fact, they were both right. I knew it wasn't a real investigation, obviously. But at the same time, what else was I going to call it? "I was thinking we could start out by checking Gabe's base station," I said. "As long as we're in the game anyway." "Yeah, all right, let's do it," Ruby said, and we all joined a new game. In Outpost, the playing area is one big island, but you can build your own home base wherever you want. It can be a watchtower, a house, a barracks, or whatever else you feel like coming up with. The more resources you pick up while you play, the more you can trade those in for building supplies, weapons, vehicles, or upgrades to your avatar. The whole point is to be as much of a good guy or bad guy as you want. Build stuff if you feel like it, and try to survive for as long as possible. I knew Gabe liked building stuff in Outposts at least as much as he liked shooting stuff, so I was thinking his home base was probably going to be pretty sweet. And if I couldn't get a look at his actual room on 17th Street, maybe his virtual one in the game was the next best thing. Maybe I could find a clue about what he'd been up to before he disappeared. So, once we were ready to go, I cashed in 500 units from my bank to requisition a 4-seat ATV for Blackhawk, Loki, KGB, and me. My own screen name was Cassius Play, as in Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer who ever lived. He's my dad's idol, and that's who I'm named after. So as soon as we were all on board, I put the pedal to the metal of that ATV and started driving toward the quadrant where I knew Gabe had built his place. Ruby, well, Blackhawk, rode shotgun with Cedric, Loki, and Mateo, KGB, in the back. The guys had swivel seats so they could watch out for enemy fire and keep us covered along the way. Sure enough, we hadn't gone far before I heard Cedric over my headset. "Hold up, we got some trouble here," he said. Another squad was coming up on us, probably hoping to snag that ATV for themselves. "Behind you!" Ruby said just before Mateo fired off a laser spray that took out most of the problem in one shot. I checked my rearview mirror and saw half a dozen avatars on the ground, receding into the distance while I kept us moving. "Nice!" I said. I had to focus on driving, so defense was on them. "Watch that sniper!" Cedric said. "Got it!" Ruby answered. On screen, Blackhawk fired 2 fast pulses up into the trees. A second later, some random alien creature dropped to the ground, flopping its blue tentacles for a second. But then it didn't move. "That's right, son! Nobody messes with us!" Mateo said. His voice cracked at the end, and I didn't even try not to laugh. "Who's the geek now?" I asked. After that, I spent another 200 units on some shields for the ATV, so he wouldn't be bothered the rest of the way there. I still needed to talk some more about the Gabe stuff while we traveled. "So listen," I said. "I want to start canvassing soon, in real life." "Canvassing?" Cedric asked. "It's what cops do on a case like this. You go out in the neighborhood where the missing person was last seen and start talking to people, looking for witnesses and handing out flyers, that kind of thing." "Dude, you live in a house full of detectives," Cedric said. "What do you need us for?" That was about as complicated as a question got. I didn't know if Cedric and the others knew about Dad's trial, but I wasn't going to dig into that right now. "Whatever," I said. "I'll do it myself if nobody wants to help." "Nah, I'm on it," Cedric said. I didn't mean to call him out like that, but I knew Cedric would be up for helping if I pushed just a little. He's also really big for his age. He looks kind of like LeBron, but without the beard, and it never hurts to have a little muscle on your side.